All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again on the Discipline Therapy Podcast with your two incredibly talented hosts, Mr. El Discipline, seven-time published author, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. Before we get into what we get into, you know what we got to do? Got to clear that energy, clear the air. It's this way. Let it take away, do that. It's still going. All right.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we know y'all fiends and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where not everything is completely free as we are on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see everything. Links are in the description. All right. You could just click on the link and it will direct you to the website. But what is free is it's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is great. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that vulgar conversation, but soul food conversations as well. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We're here. Sometimes I speak fast, but I wanted to speak very slow so they can hear rigorously every word.
I like it. All right. So we have season 13, episode 135. Who is the bigger goof?
Oh, first and foremost, shout out to the clothing line.
Our clothing line.
Yeah, shout out to the clothing line.
Divine Queen.
Yes, discipline therapy dot launchcart dot store slash shop for merch. New things always dropping at least once a month. Check it out, different categories. Also EL Discipline books, my books. I'm talking about myself in third person. My books, EL Discipline, the pen name. Link is in the description as well. Click on that. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Also, you can stream electronic version, iTunes, Kindle. If you're not a physical book type of person or you don't have time, I do have some audiobooks. However, 100% profit. Not sharing that. This is $1 million sound. You know, so it's only on Patreon, my audiobooks, not sharing that with a company. So you need to subscribe. Link is also in the description to become a Patreon member. Select the tier. I mean, shit, you spending more money on fucking toilet paper every week. You spending more money on things you don't need. You could subscribe for $5 a month, $7 a month. Stop playing. Stop playing. All right. We have
Get so many things.
We have some good subscribers already, but we would like to acquire more. You know what I'm saying? Get some knowledge because anytime you deal with any one of us, you're gonna learn something.
Yeah, support the page.
So get on Patreon. Don't just support to support us. Get education. Like you're not buying my stuff because you like me or you're trying to impress me. Especially ladies. Like they'll try to pretend to buy shit to maybe I'll get in good with him, right? I don't care. I put things out there to educate you because you're getting something out of it. So you buying my books. Yeah, of course, I'm getting dividends from that. However, you're benefiting more from it. The podcast, you're benefiting more from it because everything, especially what I do, is educational. I facilitate education in whatever endeavors I get into. I'm constantly teaching. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm teaching right now.
He's a life coach, people. Come on.
So if you subscribe, you're gonna get something. If you're more of a sound person, you're a doctor, lawyer, you don't really have time, just get on the Patreon and right now the audiobook for Disciplines World is out. But I will be doing audiobooks for the other books.
There's 7 of them, people.
Yeah. So that's that. So now we're gonna get into a topic.
All right. The topic is episode 135. Who is the bigger goof? The chivalrous white knight or knight in shiny armor who believes all women are saints and pure, or the male feminist?
Okay, so some people may not know what these terms are. So a white knight is someone who comes to someone else's aid.
Like a savior.
Yeah, so chivalrous. Do you think chivalry is more catered towards men or women?
I think it's more catered towards men.
Okay.
Men have to be more chivalrous, not women don't. I mean, I think everybody should work on that, but it's normally typically a label for men.
Oh, catered towards men? Like, so the word is associated with men.
Yes.
Okay, so I meant catered towards, like, who gets it?
Women then.
Okay, so then we would say more for a chivalrous man.
Yes.
Not a so chivalry. Chivalry is more like courtesy. It's more of like a gentleman act. And more women get that, or serving or catering. More women get that from men than men getting that from women. So I just want to, differentiate with those words so the audience is aware. A chivalrous white knight, knight shining armor, that's what it is. They come to your aid no matter what. It's like Superman saving hoes. Even though those hoes don't want to be saved, they still saving them. They putting you at danger, Superman. You about to fall for the pussy. No. They putting you at danger, and you still trying to save them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dangerous, but you're still doing it. That's the white knight. Boom. The male feminist is a male counterpart to feminism. So they reject the idea of universal patriarchy. They argue, for women rights and empowerment for women, do whatever they want to do. Okay, so a feminist person is someone who advocates for feminism, which is an act of equal rights, especially more geared toward women.
Okay.
All right. So there are male feminists and there are female feminists. It is more so female centric. Okay. So now, who do you think is the bigger goof? And then I'll give you my opinion.
I think the bigger goof is the chivalrous white knight or knight in shining armor who believes all women are saints.
Okay. So why isn't the male feminist the bigger goof? And then why do you say the chivalrous white knight is?
Because if by going on like the topic itself, like if they just think all women are good and pure, that alone, like, what are you talking about? There's no such thing as somebody who's like good and pure, like you know what I mean. So if he's already on that mindset, he's already losing. The other person just, I mean, I think he's going against like his own ways, also pushing for the feminism, but the other guy I think is a bigger goof.
Smart. That's smart. So here's what I believe. I believe the male feminist is the bigger goof. Now, the chivalrous guy, remember, chivalrous guy, that means that is with him. He's going to be like that with regardless. So whether it's a good woman, bad woman, whatever, he believes all women are saints. He lives in a box. He's a fairy tale type of guy, right? He's a goof too, but he's not the bigger goof. He's going to be like that with every woman. The male feminist doesn't think that. The male feminist is the biggest fraud. See the difference?
Yes.
The chivalrous guy can't help himself. Damn, you always saving bitches. Always saving hoes. What's wrong with you? They're like a drug to you? You got to act. You got a addiction. Damn, I can't help it. I just got to save them. I just got to do this. I just got to like. We should all protect women. It's in him. You can't change that. The male feminist is pretending. He's pretending for vagina. That's why he's the bigger goof.
Okay.
He's the bigger simp. He'll do anything for vagina. See, the chivalrous guy is not specifically doing that for vagina.
Something, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because that's in him. You know, he's a goof, but because he lives in a fairy tale world, but like he has a mentality of a kid. Though, yeah. Like a kid has a mentality like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the male feminist is the bigger goof. He's the bigger simp. Because he's willing to do whatever it is for it. So he's not thinking protect every woman. He doesn't believe that. He's acting. He's going against his nature as a man, even his beliefs, because he wants to sleep with women.
So, but you think that a man cannot be a feminist, like a true feminist?
No.
For you, or any man who says that he's
unless he's non-heterosexual, like he's gay, he goes the other way. Then I could believe it. Okay. But if he's heterosexual, there's no way. No way. A masculine man, type of alpha guy, no way.
Okay.
That he's a fraud. He's doing that to protect. Oh, women, they could do whatever they want. Not women empowerment on a sense of femininity. You follow the man and be in your power by serving. No, he's on some, you could do whatever you want. Sleep with whoever you want. No repercussions. Oh, they don't have to take accountability. They're women. We got to protect them. Male feminist. Why is he saying that? Because he's trying to get in good with women. He's trying to be agreeable. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because he could get good with women. Oh, I don't want them to go against me. I don't want to ruffle feathers. Male feminist too. If I say the wrong thing, somebody that I'm dating is watching this. Male feminist. You see, he's trying to do whatever it needs to do. He needs to do to get in good with women.
Got you.
So it's not real.
Yeah.
He's the bigger goof.
Yeah, definitely.
At least the chivalrous white knight is you a goof, but at least you are
intentions at least.
At least you can accept that. It's almost like he accepts who he is. The male feminist is acting. He's not. He don't even believe that when he goes out. Here's an example. There was like a famous dating coach guy out there. Won't mention his name. He got caught a couple of times. He was out there saying, "Oh, I don't know how a man can't be monogamous and he's fighting poly. I don't have no sympathy for him." His videos was floating around. Meanwhile, you know what he was doing, right? He was saying, "Oh, this how you gonna find out he's cheating, breaking guy codes. He don't love you. If he does this, he don't. Or yo, stay out the camera, bro. I can't stand him. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gone. Stay gone. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the camera, bro. Like, cut it out. You a disgrace to manhood.
Yep.
You're not a man. You a disgrace. And you still coming out? Publicly embarrassed. You still coming out? Trying to talk and give advice? And the dumb chicks are still coming back to him. Like nothing happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's a male feminist. Or was, or whatever it is. That's an example. He don't believe that shit clearly, right? Because when the camera's off, what the nigga doing? He probably on some male chauvinistic shit, but he'll never say that publicly because he wants to keep his female followers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga was always in his car too. From, you know what I'm saying? He wants to keep his followers. And then when people were sending me his videos, oh, what do you think? I used to say, don't send me stuff like this. I ain't never seen, boom, boom. Why don't he show his family? Probably left the side chick house and then did a video and then going back to the main.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Telling you what not to do, what he doing. Do as I say, not what I do. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, a lot of them.
So that's a male feminist. He's a fraud. There's a lot of them. They're frauds. They don't really believe what they're saying. But there's a couple of them out there. I'm not going to mention any more, but there's more. You know what I'm saying? they're like big on social media. They do a lot of like memes and stuff, and women like repost their stuff and follow them or whatever. I think maybe one is like LaBoyd or something. They're simps. I don't know their names or whatever, but I don't spend too much time on social media. But women send me stuff, and it's like then there's people that are looking at a camera, reading shit, and sitting in a thing, you know, and talking about things. Oh, alpha female is too strong for you. They're robotic, and they're like looking at the camera. An alpha female is strong for you, and you gotta and that's why you know you're weak. You're a weak man because she's too like all that stupid stuff that they're reading from memes. Male feminists. Those people don't believe what they're saying. But they're like playing a game because they're trying to build their brand. So now they see, oh, this is successful. I'm getting a bunch of women in my comments, thousands and thousands of comments, thousands of subscribers. So now I'm going to continue to do this.
How long?
That's what that one guy was doing. Because he had predominantly a lot of women. And there was a lot of men that was coming out like, yo, he's finessing y'all bitches. And they didn't believe it. Oh, you a hater with it. Like I would tell women that would send me things, yo, because my intuition, right? Yo, something's off. Something's off. This is crazy. Like there ain't no male saints out here. This is crazy. Like you really believe this? It's crazy. It's crazy talk.
I think they want to believe it.
Like they want a white knight. They want like somebody to save them. They want a hero. You know what I'm saying? In this society, right? Oh, we got to have one person that shows that relationships can work and not all men cheat and stuff of that nature. What happened? What happened?
He got caught cheating.
A couple of times. So these are male feminists.
Now, let me ask you a question, though. How long do you think that they can continue this facade, wear this mask, the male feminists?
Oh, they can continue for a long time. You know why? You know why?
Why?
We said this in a show, a season.
Past?
Yeah, it was season 12, episode like 129. How the woman feels. Operative word. Emotion. So the thing is, it's not about what you did in the past, got caught, this and that, what you did bad to her and stuff of the nature. It's how you make her feel in the moment. Because at the end of the day, these people that got caught and that are frauds, they still, like they lost followers and then they came back. And those women that left them came back or they acquired more women.
Different, right?
Boom. That's number one. Number two, now the other women who are lost are looking at it like, yo, he's saying so much great things, like those people that putting the memes. And it's all about, oh, I'm going through anxiety. Same reason why those women are posting booty cheeks and stuff and say I'm not a hoe. Depression, insecurity, anxiety. When they go and they read these memes by these jokers, when they go and they hear these, they watch these videos of these jokers, these goofs, these simps, it makes them feel good. They know, oh, what he's saying is bullshit, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what it's more captured. It's more around, like, it's not even about who the message is coming from. It's the message.
Right. No, my question is, how long do you think they can wear that mask for themselves, being a male feminist?
They can wear the mask as long as the camera is on, for as long as they want. Because remember, when the camera is on, they transform. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know me, and I've done live workshops. And I've told them at the workshop, yo, how you see me on the podcast, writing captions, books, hear my voice on YouTube, audio, in person, whatever. boardroom, bedroom, whatever. You're gonna see the same intensity, hear the same intensity, whatever. I don't transform. I could transform in a bit of, oh, we're in a professional environment. I know how to be cordial, but I'm still dominant. That's what it is. So the reality is a lot of them will just turn it on. Like me, there's a camera on, but a lot of times I don't remember because it's just organic.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't care how it's portrayed because they're always gonna get real.
So who do you think women think are the bigger goofs? The male feminist? I almost said the male chauvinist. The male feminist or the chivalrous white knight?
Women today or back in the day?
Both. Let's start with back in the day.
Damn, that's a good question.
I think maybe back in the day, they might have thought the male feminist.
But were there a lot of male feminists back then?
No, that's
what I'm see.
That's why I think they'll be like, "You're crazy. Let's go over here." I don't think that they would think a chivalrous white knight would be a goof.
I think today they believe the chivalrous white knight is a goof.
I think so
because
too,
a man
that's their ally then.
Yeah, a man who is
the male feminist I'm talking about.
So me, I'm chivalrous by nature, right? So if I'm in public and let's say, I saw a woman who was struggling, like an old lady who's struggling with a bag, I'm gonna like help her with the bag. And like it's unconditional. Don't give me a tip. Don't, you know what I'm saying? It's good. Hold the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating someone, protect them. I'm chivalrous by nature. Women today who are unhealed will be, oh, he's a simp. He's a goof. You see? The male feminist who is like, you know what? Discipline says a lot of things. Do you agree with this? Let me forward you his video. And the guy agrees with it, but it's like, he says to the woman first because he don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? That's a potential pussy for him. He's like, let me hear what she has to say first. Yo, girl, what do you think about this? I really don't like it, man. And she's triggered by everything I say. I really don't like it. I think he's a misogynist. I think he's like hates women, has hurt. I don't know if what's going on with him. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, right? He's too aggressive too. Right? Maybe he's abusive. I don't know. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says. A lot of the stuff he says is like male centric. He's like, he never just stands up for the women. Yeah, you know what? I agree with that. You're right. It's like, does he? What is he? Oh, he seems like a dominant in BDSM. Like, don't they abuse women? No, don't they? Ain't that what they do? Ain't that what they do?
He's like a
don't
wolf
they mistreat?
in sheep's clothing.
Don't they mistreat their women and shit? I would never do that. I would never do that to you. See what he's doing? So the woman is like, yeah, I don't know. You're a man. That's why I wanted to ask you. You see, that's what I thought. She's just not even caring about what it is. She just wants to be right.
And he's validating her.
Yeah. So in a way, like, he's a male feminist, but she's not looking at it in a sense. Now, if he was to be like, oh, I believe the man should pay. I believe the man should, especially on the first date, I believe, hold the door and do all these chivalrous things, right? The woman that's unhealed, that same woman is going to be like, yo, like, what world are you living in?
Some women might be like, yeah, you could pay. You could pay all the time, not just the first date, second, third.
But most women are gonna be like, okay, let's take the paying out of it. Because
they're gonna want
a lot of when it comes to money, let's take the money out of it. But let's just talk about protection, holding her hand in public. A woman might just be like, why are you trying to do that?
You gotta open my door.
What world do you live in? You know what I'm saying? You trying to pick me up on the first? No, I'll meet you there. What world are you living in? You see? He seemed as a goof to her. He seemed as weird. The male feminist who's agreeable and wanting to do, well, what do you want to do first? Let's do what you want, right? He seems more okay to her. You see? That's just today's women who are unhealed.
I think they're looking for a guy that's they're able to mold
and manipulate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like that's what I see it as. So ultimately, you know, these male feminists are more of a goof because they're unaware how to connect with women. So they think the best way to connect with women is to give them what they want. They're not even thinking about what they need. They're thinking about giving them what they want. Whatever they verbalize what they want is what I'm going to give. So a lot of men, I was going to say men, so I'll correct myself. A lot of males out there pay attention. They're stalking. They're in the bushes listening to women today or females. They're listening to what they want. Oh, I like to be spit in the mouth, choked. I like the 50 Shades of Grey guy. I like a dominant man. I like a man to dominate me, but I like a man to be this and do this and be a provider. Right? A lot of women aren't talking about being a provider today, but they'll talk about all these other shit. Right?
Sure.
They'll talk about all this other stuff. So now, you know, they're not talking about the old school stuff that their grandfather and dads used to do. No, they're not talking about that stuff. They're talking about kid shit.
Pay a bill.
So now, when those guys hear that, they're like, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to wear the mask to be that.
Yeah.
I need a guy to listen to my feelings and do all this. It's like listening to that is that guy to be able to listen to that is not right or upstairs.
The man you're talking
The man. Because women's emotions are sporadic. One day she's saying, oh, I want a guy to listen to my feelings. The next day she's saying, I want a guy to tell me what to do and tell me to shut up sometimes. Because that turns me on. You see? So in a way, like, the guy is not doing his own due diligence and just leading as a man. He's just like, oh shit, she wants me to listen. She wants me to do that. He's following her. Male feminist.
He's going to get confused.
Yeah. That's the male feminist. You see?
That makes sense.
At least the chivalrous guy is doing that. Like, I'm just going to do it. He's kind of dominant with it. You know what I'm saying? Stubborn.
Yeah.
Stubborn by being chivalrous, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? The male feminist will always switch up within the times. You see?
Yeah.
He's a fraud. He's somebody you can't trust.
Yeah.
He's somebody you can't trust.
Like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
I said that before.
Yes. So that's why he's the bigger goof.
Now that you explained it makes sense.
It's just like a simp, right? A simp will do the same thing. They're inconsistent. They will just change within the times, especially for a woman. Remember when I talked about Bill Bellamy's 1998 How to Be a Player? It was the season 12 premiere.
Yes.
When we brought Dom on. Shout out to Raw Sex Podcast.
Oh, yes.
And I said that he was like, he was a simp because in a sense, like, he's a player, right? The operative term
in the
is
movie? In the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a player. The operative term is pussy for him because that is his goal for all of these women. So he had different types of women and he was a different way with them. He had a dominatrix who dominated him. He had the white girl, her name was like Amber or something, and he was like role playing with her. Oh, I'm sick today. I'm gonna do this. He had the other one that was his main chick, Lisa, which was the same one, the Lisa Turtle in Saved by the Bell. That actress.
Oh, okay.
That actress. It was her who was playing, same name in the movie. Lisa was his main girl, who he was just very like more so like, oh, together and stuff of that nature with her. She gets certain things and whatever it is. I'm cooked for her. Was he
dominant with her?
No.
No. Okay. He wasn't dominant with any of them. Because he was more like playing a role.
Yeah, he was playing a role. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so you see what it was like. It's the same thing. So that man, and I'm using that movie, it's not him for real. He was playing a character, right? That character in the film, right? How to Be a Player will change within whatever times and woman to get the objective, which is vagina.
Yeah,
You
that makes
see?
sense. Yeah.
He's the bigger goof. So
Mhm.
the male feminist is the same thing as the fucking player in the How to Be a Player movie.
What do you think makes him the bigger goof in the male feminist? Like, what about him being the male feminist makes him the bigger goof?
Metaphorically, he's like cutting his balls off.
Mm.
That is the catalyst to a man, testosterone. So he's suppressing that. So he's the bigger goof. At least the chivalrous guy has testosterone to the limit,
yeah.
because that is chivalry is an alpha trait.
And also the chivalrous guy, like you said, that's in him. He's still being true to himself. This male feminist, like you said, like the Bill Bellamy character, he can't even be true to himself because he's all these different characters
Yeah.
trying to get, the cat.
Facts.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you think that there's a woman counterpart to these?
That's a good question. It would probably be a woman who is like so much about what I talk about. Like everything synonymously what I talk about.
Meaning what?
So male chauvinism. So she doesn't talk about femininity.
She just talks about.
She just talks about male chauvinism, and is bigging it up. Patriarchy, and is bigging it up. That's the counterpart. So it's kind of fraudulent almost too, because me personally, right? I'm not gonna look at those women and respect them. I'm just gonna be thinking, oh, she's just telling me whatever I want to hear because she's trying to get good with me. I'm gonna respect her more talking about femininity, because it's like I'm talking about masculinity and you should be talking about femininity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Submission and shit like that. You shouldn't be talking about dominance and this and that and males and this how you need to be a man and da-da-da-da-da. You can't talk about how to be a real man.
Right.
You can speak it subjectively, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you need to educate women on how to be a real woman. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I'm going to look at that as weird. Like,
Now, why are you agreeing with me so much on this?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect a feminine woman not to agree with some, like, if you're going to agree in all a sense of where I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy, that's different. But everything that I'm saying, like if I said...
Like if she parrots you and just repeats what you say.
Yeah.
Kind of, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, right? A feminine woman and a masculine man are not going to agree on everything.
Right.
You know, in a sense of how the man is like, listen, I think like men value these things in women. Boom, 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 boom. That can be agreeable because the woman would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like I was in a relationship with maybe more than one guy who I considered a masculine man who said the same things or he displayed those things. So that makes sense what he's saying.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So if the woman is more so like, oh, you know, yeah, men need to be like this and they need to court women like this and that's off. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that? You know what I'm saying? How? Unless you have a man in the background coaching you. You're speaking for him.
Or, I mean, I guess she can see how, like, her relatives, like male relatives and stuff, treat, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, visually, they might get an understanding for it.
Yeah. But I would say those women should just be like, listen, this is how you're going to keep a man. This is how you're going to be.
Yes.
This is
what
how you have
can
to be.
do, how you can react about yourself. Don't worry about what they're...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, like, she could just be setting up a lot of people for failure.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not just her. It's like a bunch of them if they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the counterpart. That's the female counterpart, I would believe. Like she's so much about, because the thing is like this, right? I'm gonna speak you some real facts. Not every feminine woman who's submissive agrees with chauvinism.
That's true.
but or patriarchy, but they know that they benefit from it. So they shut up.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like a submissive woman. I have a submissive woman or two, and she knows sometimes I'm a dick, but she knows that if she was to go against me, she might get punished. It's the same thing. I don't agree with him.
Mm.
I don't agree. In this moment, like, we're having a debate, right? And I tell her, yo, it's what I said. Okay? Yes, we're having a debate and I get your view, but I said it. So I say it, it goes. And if you don't like it, that means get out of here. And she's like, damn, you a dick. But what is she gonna do?
Do what you say?
Exactly. So that's what I mean. But it's like, in a sense, like, feminine women know that. They know that. They know that, like, yo, sometimes I'm gonna be with a guy who's a dick, but there's pros more than cons.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Right.
It's not like, oh, he's a perfect guy.
Right.
The feminine woman knows that in order to be with the dominant man, he had to adopt a lot of, like, maybe asshole traits to get to his career, this, that, whatever. I say the same thing with women getting in these male-centric jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They act like males, but it's the same thing. He wasn't a pussy. He wasn't soft-spoken. He wasn't nice all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's aware of that. She tolerates that for her needs. And also, most likely, that's also coming with great sex. Because most women like disrespectful sex. And the irony with that disrespect, it's great for them. So they know, oh, eventually he's going to bring that asshole to the bedroom. You see, so whatever capacity, getting bills paid, paying our bills, great sex, I'm protected, I never have to worry about things, especially when we go out. You see, it outweighs her going against you. So yes, she don't like certain views, and maybe, damn, you could have spoke a little bit nicer to me. You didn't have to raise your voice. You see, in a sense, it's kind of just like, all right, you see, the feminine submissive woman. It's the same thing with the women who are all about, oh yeah, we're about patriarchy, and you see women protesting out there, male chauvinist. Yes.
It's like a girl giving a guy advice, like, oh, she did that to you, you should slap her.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
That's crazy. You're gonna get him thrown in jail. No, but fuck that bitch. You gotta slap her. Yeah.
You see, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real.
She wants to be one of the guys. Maybe.
Yeah, she wants to be one of the guys. That's what it is. Instead, she should be more so like, ladies, this is what I believe is going to get you to a man. This is what I believe is going to get you provided for. This is what I believe is going to get you the ring and marriage, not just the ring. And you're just going to be a fiance for like 4 years. No, marriage or a wife too. Because you're not just getting married. You got to be a wife. You got to do the duties and have the job. You know what I'm saying? So it's putting these stamps on there and doing that. You know, that's more authentic. Yeah. That's more believable.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's true. Have you known like men like this, like either one, chivalrous white knight or a male feminist? I would say you really?
Yeah. The problem with male feminists is like, you know, when you stand for equality, you know, you put yourself at risk. Like
in every way?
Yeah.
What do you mean at risk?
Certain arguments you're gonna encounter protesting, you know, sexual harassment and shit like that, assault. You know, when you really go about equality, like a situation can happen and cops can be called and a woman is there. You know what I'm saying? And you say, oh, well, you know, I should be treated like the woman because, you know, I have equality, you know, and this and that. And now you putting yourself at risk because that's not realistic.
Yeah.
You know, it's dangerous when you push for equality. Like if you think a woman can be emotional and that's okay, and you think you're equal to, oh, well, I could be emotional too. That's dangerous for a man. To be overly emotional, sensitive all the time, cry, it's dangerous. Very dangerous.
Why is that dangerous?
Because like you can get into so many different situations, bullied, find other men who bully you, name calling, put yourself at risk, your family at risk. If you have children, same thing.
Yeah, that's
With
true.
their kids, they make fun of the kid. They make fun of you through the kids. Oh, your dad's this.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
The kids will then
Just-
wind up popping off and getting into fights and stuff. Yeah.
It's just like a woman who has an OnlyFans. Oh, I saw your mom is OnlyFans, and then there's been stories about stuff like that
kids
where
kill
kids
themselves. That's awful.
exactly.
Yeah, that's awful.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're responsible for your side of the interaction. I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like you should lead as a man. So. Those type of things like flirtatious acts, right? Catcalling, the equality. You see, you have to put yourself at risk. You see?
Yeah.
Like the man puts himself at risk by thinking equal,
So then, wouldn't the woman be putting herself at risk too for thinking equal? They're both men
yeah,
and
but
women.
we're talking about men today.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but
sorry, ladies.
but women absolutely. If a woman thinks, oh yeah, I could go out there and fuck like a man.
Yeah.
I could fuck whoever I want. I could dress how I like. I mean, there's guys that go to the gym with muscle shirts. Shit, in the summertime, they're walking in the street shirtless. Equality, I should do the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not gonna get raped. Yeah,
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So
at the end of the day, and then there'll be women out there who will say asinine stuff. Yeah, the man should have respect. The man should keep it in his pants. The man should do. But they're not taking accountability. You have the power to not dress like that.
I mean, in a perfect world, that
it comes down to comes down to should and could.
Yeah.
Should exactly. He? Yes. Will he?
No.
Most likely no.
Yeah.
Because he sees a free pass. Wait a minute. We're in a society where women could walk out like this? Oh shit. Let me see if I can get a feel.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a quick grab.
I agree
with you. What are you doing, jerk? Don't touch me like that. Have more respect.
Yeah.
Just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I'm a hoe. That's fucking confusing. Halloween, I could be dressed as a police officer. Somebody's getting robbed in the alley. I'm like, on about my day. And a woman's like, please help me. He's grabbing my bag. And I'm like, lady, it's Halloween, baby. Just because I'm dressed this way doesn't make me a police officer.
That's true. And I do agree that women should, know better than dress whichever that they want. I agree with that. But also there have been, proven it doesn't matter how a woman dresses sometimes. She could be covered from head to toe and it'll still happen. But that's not this show. So.
Could. But what are the probabilities? Is it high? You see?
No. This is for another show because we can go back and forth and not even in this country where women are not allowed to show skin, they get raped and they're covered from head to toe. So it's not all the time, but if you can avoid it, ladies, why make yourself like a target? That's where my agreement is.
So talk about America.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. The probabilities, I mean,
very low.
I think
very low.
I'm not gonna say that because people get essayed all the time, no matter what they're wearing. But if you can stop it, and save yourself all that hard, I would definitely tell you not to dress.
So many things a woman can do to avoid that. We're getting off topic, but we're gonna get back on and then do our final thoughts.
Okay.
When I was a manager in another corporation. And I was closing, and I closed with women because I managed women and men. I would always make sure, you got a ride tonight? Are they coming? I would always wait until their ride arrived. And then that's your pops or whatever. Because I'm responsible, right? The manager, I'm responsible for everything. And them for the time being. Boom. I would walk them to their car. If they were parked far, right?
Good person.
So what else can they do? Not walk into like alleys.
Yeah, not park.
But buddy walk. Yep. Buddy walk together. Not walk at night if you're a walker. Right? Have something on you. Right? Weapon or something. Yep. What else can they do? Avoid certain places.
Yep. Don't dress a certain way.
You see?
Yep.
So they can avoid certain things and they could buddy up to do that. Also when maybe one day I was dropping somebody off. It was a woman. I waited for her to open the door, go in, and then pull off.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So in a sense, right? How did I learn this? Well, I learned it from my father. Yeah.
Verbally or watching?
I watched him. And I used to ask him why he would do stuff like that. And he would explain. And this was very young. So I retained all that information. And then I just mimicked the same. And it was instilled in me to do the same thing. Right? Boom. So these male feminists are a danger to society. They're a plague to society, just like female feminists. Right? They are crushing masculinity. They believe masculinity, they believe toxic masculinity exists when it is an oxymoron. It does not exist, right? So men like my dad was not a male feminist, obviously. He was about masculinity, about chivalry. He was about alpha. You know what I'm saying? And this is what made me the way I am, for you to say, oh, you a good man. So when these male feminists do that, what are they building? Weak men. I'll answer it for you. You see? And those weak men will do what? Grape women, not treat women right? Not protect women, right? You know what I'm saying? Not protect their girl, right? Just do things, oh, let me be agreeable. You can't always be agreeable, because the woman might say, you know what? I want some ice cream today. And you know it's bad for her. Oh, I want to go out dressed like this. And you know it's bad. But he's agreeable. He's a male feminist. It's still putting the women at risk. The male feminist puts her at risk. So all these things bring out these guys to still put women in danger. Male feminists are a danger to women if you think about it long term and if you look in depth.
Yeah, they're disruptive to the natural flow.
Because it's an enabler. Women don't need you to be giving them what they want. They need you to give them what they need. Like, yo, dude, can you tell me no sometimes? You just always tell me yes. Can you tell me no sometimes? That's dangerous.
Yeah.
You see?
Or when they buy things.
Yes. The asshole or the dick is sometimes really good. Because, yeah, he's a dick. He's an asshole. But I never felt unsafe.
I know where I stand with him.
You see?
That's true.
So it's like they're a problem. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
They're a problem in society. They're part of the problem. There's an array of things that's part of the problem of disconnecting men and women.
And they're part of it.
And making sure masculine energy and feminine energy is not in the core of the gender. Like masculine energy is not with men and feminine energy is not with women. They're part of the problem. They're part of the agenda too. That's why you still see them and hear them. They don't get canceled.
Yeah.
You see? They don't get canceled. Because why? Because they're part of the agenda.
Didn't one podcast though, didn't they get canceled? Or not, maybe not really canceled. But they were a bunch of
male feminists.
Oh no, those are another one. Never mind.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, they're still around.
They won't get canceled.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
They will. Because they're gonna expose them. They're gonna expose themselves.
Yeah.
They're gonna expose themselves. And when they do, that's what it is. From my mouth to God's ears.
And it happens like that, people. It happens that way.
Yeah, so the bigger goof is the male feminist. He's the weirdo. He's the guy that you can't trust. He's the fraud. And the fraud is always the bigger goof because they don't stand for anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They fall for anything.
Yeah.
So at least the white knight, yeah, you a goof, but that's you know that.
It's innate.
Like it's innate. Like you know that you gonna like, damn, it's just an addiction. Superman, why you keep saving hoes? Look, man, it's an addiction. I hear them calling in another country. I gotta rush. I hear them calling me. Hold up, man. You got priorities. I hear them calling me though. It's an addiction. Right. He knows himself. You know what I'm saying? He knows himself.
That's the key.
The male feminists or feminists, there's plural. There's more than one of them. They don't. They don't know themselves. They have
They
to
try to
like
fit
keep
in.
fitting in because it's like, yo, this is what's building my self-esteem. This is what's building my security. This is what it is. And the women are my primary consumers. So I gotta please them and make them happy. They're making me rich.
And I'm getting the pussy.
That
sounded so bad.
Facts.
Oh man. All right.
Facts.
Well, thank God you're not one of them.
Yes, I've had women that were like, please
tone it down a little bit.
No, I've had women that were like, please don't ever turn. You've been consistent for so long. You're like the last hope. You're like a last hope.
You are very consistent.
Like I've had women that text me, call me after they found out. I was like, I told you that shit was gonna happen to them years ago. I told y'all was sending me shit. I told y'all that was gonna happen. I told y'all I was fraudulent. I told y'all it was gonna happen. They were like, please don't be the one. Don't be next.
Don't be next.
I'm like, yo, like,
you'll crush them.
What you see is what you get.
Imagine in a year or so,
because they
said women should be equal to us.
They said to me like, because you are the way you are, we have hope of good men out there. We have hope of dominant men out there. We have hope of traditional men out there. We have hope of masculinity. We have hope still. You know what I'm saying? About like relationship, family, because of you. Don't be like them. Don't switch up. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't let me find out something.
I can't ever see you switching up. As long as I've known you, how long have we been doing this? 13 seasons.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Doing the podcast 3 years, but you've been definitely one of the most consistent people I've ever met.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear me ever say equal. Even if I marry a woman, it's gonna be like, I'm not gonna be on my knees. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna marry me, yes or no?
That's not even a question.
Exactly.
Oh, you're just gonna tell me, guess what?
I'm not asking. Listen. Listen. Guess what? Right? Guess what? And I'm not about that secret shit. You know how people do that funny secret Santa and Valentine's Day? I don't do no secret stuff, hiding shit in presents. I'll let you know. Listen, tomorrow I'm gonna go get a ring, okay? You gonna marry me, yes or no? And I caught off guard, right? Well, okay. You got a day to decide.
Oh my Lord.
I'm gonna get it anyways. What's your ring size?
You need to please let me be there when you do it so I can tape it. Because I don't believe
you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm not even about equaling that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I could cook, but if you're around, you doing it.
Right.
Like,
ladies, this is what you got.
I'm not, and I never switched up.
Yeah.
Never switched up. So it's not gonna happen because at the end of the day, I love myself more than anything. Yeah. And I gotta look at myself in the mirror. And when I'm not authentic, it really keeps me up at night. Yeah. I sleep really, really well. I promise you. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
That's so
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been living my authentic self and in my true power, walking in my true power for a long time.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? For a long time. My purpose is bigger than a lot of things. It's going to be bigger than my future children, but they will be the biggest creation or best creation. And my submissive wife or wives, because they're going to be trained to be a certain way to please me too. So that's a creation too. But those will be my greatest creations.
Greatest accomplishments?
Creations.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that.
So in a way, like, you know, I have to always be this way because it's like people look up to me. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to brag, but people look up to me. So in a way, you hear, I said back in the day, people were hitting me, oh, don't switch up. They counter, they rooting for me. You know what I'm saying? They rooting. So it's like, yo, if he switch up, there ain't no hope. I'm like, yo, I got people that was gonna commit suicide that didn't because I'm like this.
Yeah. That's
yo,
awesome.
there's different countries. In different countries. Yo, there's hope for us. Yes. They're rooting for me. Men rooting for me. Straight up. That's women, oh, thank you. Women, hit me up. Thank you. Finally, somebody's saying it. A man is saying it. Thank you. I'm trying to make my man think like this. Thank you. Like, I'm telling you facts. If I would show you DMs, you'd be like, yo, why you don't post this?
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah. You're very private, that's for sure.
So at the end of the day, like, I gotta be it because it's more than me. But at the end of the day, I love me more than anything. So
That's
when
why
I
you
look
stay
at
true to yourself.
when I look at myself in the mirror, I gotta recognize myself. I gotta see my soul. You understand what I'm saying? At some point, so many people are just being so many, like these male feminists, they don't recognize themselves.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
You know, so it's like that's why it's like so easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you. I said this in a show prior. You know, if I was leading with a woman, always like the equality and stuff of that nature, I'd be like, yo, eventually I would blow up because you cut me off and you were like, would it piss you off? And I was like, yeah. I'd be like, stop it. Like I would eventually blow up because it's the lion pretending to be the kitty cat. Eventually you're gonna expose yourself. So I could never be like that because I would eventually expose myself and then it would be like, whoa, like, okay, this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the intensity. I was waiting for the aggression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, I'm tired of this. Every single time we going out to eat, I always used to say, you choose. I'm tired of it. This is what it really is. Oh, you showing me a different side. Girl, this is how I really always was. I was just acting. No, man. You see?
Yeah.
You see? That's why going out on a first date or whatever it is, they know from the beginning what it is. So I don't waste time. I put everything on the table from the jump. They may not know the extent of the lifestyle or that because I let them know the man first, but I put everything on I got certain rules. Like, oh, you pretty understanding. Yeah, I am understanding. I called you and you were with your girls and you didn't answer. Yeah, I'm understanding. But if you was my girl and you did that, we'd have a conversation. You get a verbal warning. The second time, you get punished. And this is the dating process. She's not my girl yet. She didn't submit. So she knows what's in for her. Whether at that moment she wants to run or that kind of turns me on. I'm staying. There's no middle ground. There's no maybe. She's either running or she's staying. ¿No ve?
No, I like it, ¿no ve?
Claro que sí. So at the end of the day, these dudes will be demolished because there's a new world. There's been a shift. It's a new year. And it's like people are going to start, their third eye will be open. We got an episode like that coming up. Their third eye will be open and they're going to start to see the bullshit. But there will still be lost souls. Yeah. There will still be lost souls. Oh, let me go to this because it gets me. It's like a drug. It's like a anxiety relief. It's a suppressant. You know what I'm saying? I'm depressed. You know what I'm saying? And I'll go here and I'll just listen to this and I know it's pandering, but it makes me feel so good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They'll do it. The women will do it. The males, feminists, they'll be in there too. They'll be in those comments. They'll do it as well. But the reality is everybody knows that it's fraud. But at the end of the day, some people don't care about a lie. Just like sports conspiracies. They're not conspiracies. A lot of it is true, but they just, nah, man, I just, you're crazy. Stop it. You're ruining my dream. I don't want to believe what you're saying because then if I do, then I'm gonna think my whole childhood was a lie, and that's scary. Yeah. Stop it. Stop. Yeah, don't tell me about these things. It gives me anxiety. Stop. I don't. You understand what I'm saying? They will still be in the dark.
They choose to believe that,
because they want to believe the fairy tale, so it keeps them sane. Because if not, I don't like the way he's talking because that shit gonna drive me crazy.
I mean, everything that you believed, like you said, is not. It's not what it is.
Yeah. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, intense, real, no holds barred podcast, the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.